What is a music publishing deal? We hear people talk about this all the time. What is music publishing? If you are somebody who makes songs, if you're somebody who wants to be in the music industry, somebody who wants to be in the music business, or you're already in it, or you're just interested, you gotta watch this entire video. This is something that everybody needs to know because you could be leaving hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars on the table if you do not take care of your music publishing. And this concept can be complicated. There's a lot of things that go on. You got the copyright and the master recording, and this happens in perpetuity, and blah, 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 blah. A lot of stuff you gotta figure out. But I'm gonna make it as simple as possible. I'm gonna make it as efficient as possible because a lot of y'all been asking for this video, and now I'm finally gonna give it to you on how music publishing deals actually work. Before you do that, you gotta hit like, share, comment, subscribe, follow, save, and this is definitely one of the videos you gotta watch all the way to the end. Get your pen and paper out, get your Apple Pencil out, get your iPad out, write with the blood on your finger, whatever it is you wanna do, make these notes because this is gonna help you for your entire music career.
My ducks, my swans, welcome to the pond.
My name is Dorian from Group82University.com, and right here I'm gonna talk to you about music publishing deals. Now, what is a music publishing deal? So what you can do is if you're a songwriter and you're broke, which is how most songwriters are starting off, you can sign a publishing deal. And what that means is that I'm going to write songs. And in exchange for me writing songs for your company, you're going to market those songs. They're going to make money, and then we're gonna split the money so I can be a full-time songwriter and you can get really dope records that can make millions and millions of dollars. Sounds like a fair trade, right? I can get a possible upfront fee based on how the company is. I'm gonna get a split of my royalties on the back end. Everybody's happy, win-win. When it comes to music publishing, this is probably the most important thing that any artist needs to have. Damn near more important than owning your masters. Because if someone owns the masters, but they don't own the publishing, that means that that song ain't gonna get played until whoever owns the publishing says, yes, you can do that, because the publishing is the actual idea of the record. And if you do this right, it can be extremely lucrative. Y'all heard me talk before about the Friends theme song. It was written by a group called the Rembrandts. I don't know nothing about them. I just know that one song, and that's the only song I need to know. Why? Because they were co-writers of that song. They weren't even the sole writers. The people that actually made the show Friends were co-writers on that record as well. And the Friends theme song has made those two co-writers from the Rembrandts over $5 million. And they're gonna continue to get paid in perpetuity because Friends is in syndication all over the world. So whenever that song gets played, y'all know what happens. Somebody gets paid. And now it's them. And it's exactly what can happen to you if you sign a great music publishing deal. But I'm gonna break this up because there's two sides to every coin. So we have the pros and we have the cons. What are the pros of signing a music publishing deal? Well, the first thing is you get money. It's usually a draw. If you are a songwriter and you move to LA after living in Indianapolis, after being a college basketball coach, after living in Chicago, after trying to make your dreams a reality, signing a deal to be a professional songwriter is a dream come true because it's a way for you to get money to finance your lifestyle and to survive while doing what it is that you truly want to do. So it seems like a no-brainer. It kind of is. You get to have money, you get to live where you want to live. It might be your song that might take off. You're inside the music industry, you're doing music videos, you're going to shows, you're invited to clubs, you're doing all these things. And all this can be possible if you sign with a music publisher who are usually tied to one of the three major labels, Universal, Sony, or Warner. So if you're looking for a way to finance your lifestyle and you have the talent and ability to write songs, going after a music publishing deal is a way for you to get money while you're still honing your craft and making somebody else some money because they're gonna be marketing your songs. Another pro about a music publisher deal is that instead of having to market your music yourself, you have song pluggers who market the music for you. Why is this good? Because anybody that knows how to market their music yourself, like me, we got our class how to market your music on social media, click the link in the bio and sign up for it right now, get enrolled for $250. You know how difficult that can be. You know how time consuming that can be. So if you can pass that off to somebody else who has a relationship with Universal, who has a relationship with this movie studio, who has a relationship with a video game company, who has a relationship with the NBA, they can get your song placed a lot faster, and those syncs can be money from you either with an upfront fee, royalties on the back end, or a combination of both. To have a team that is working for you is way more lucrative than when you're doing stuff by yourself. Right now, I have a team that's working on my content. All this content I've been putting out because we have a team that is getting after it. When I was doing this stuff by myself, y'all know I wasn't putting out as much content. And this could be the exact same way for you if you sign a music publishing deal. Sounds great, right? Dream come true, right? But most artists do this. Why they be crying and complaining all the time? Because the shit sucks. That's why. Okay? Here are the cons of a music publishing deal. Like with any record deal, like with anything in the music business, anytime somebody hands you some money, they making sure that they are getting it back 2, 3, 4 times. If you are talking to a record label and they take you out to eat, they take you to a hotel or whatever it is they're gonna do, I ain't judging. If you sign with them, you better damn sure know that they're gonna get that money back in some way, somehow. If you sign a music publishing deal, it's the exact same thing. Yes, they're giving you an upfront advance or a draw against your future earnings if you sign with them. But what did I just say? They're giving you a draw against your future earnings. So if they give you money for a car, for a house, for vacation, for this meeting, for this conference, your future earnings, they're gonna take all of that. And do you think they're gonna take the exact amount? No, they're not. I have suggested to a lot of y'all to go read the book, All You Need to Know About the Music Business by Donald Passman. I have a video on YouTube and on Instagram where I mentioned the best music business books for all independent artists. You need to go click that video and watch it right now. On top of all of that, if you go read that book, you can see all the caveats that are inside the contract. It is impossible for you to know how much they charge you, how much things cost, and how much you owe them. You've got to trust them, which when Kanye went on his Twitter rant and was revealing all his contracts and asking for transparency, we know that's just not the case in the music business. So if you sign a music publishing deal, you are signing up to get screwed out of your money. And I know for a lot of y'all like, that sucks, right? Like, I just want to make music. I just want to write songs. Why does it have to be so difficult? I want to make money. This is how the game is. That's why I didn't do it. That's why I make content, because the content gets me paid every single time it gets played. And on top of that, I can market whatever businesses I want that I own, that I have affiliate links for, or that I'm selling an actual product. I consistently make money on my own terms, and I don't need permission from anybody to make sure that my family's going to be taken care of. If you are looking for passive income ideas for creators, whether you're an artist, a rapper, a singer, a painter, a sculptor, I got a video, 6 passive income ideas for artists. You need to go click and watch that right now, because these are things you can implement today that can make you a lot of money. So go do that, so that way you ain't getting caught up on a loan on a music publishing deal. The second con that I think a lot of people don't talk about, even though T-Pain has talked about that in our Bad Record Labels video that I had with him, is that you might not be a priority for a song plugger. Let's say you sign with Sony ATV Publishing. Sony ATV is a company, but there are people that work inside of there. People are humans. Humans are fickle and are subjective, especially when it comes to art. So that company and all those people that work there at Sony ATV, they might really like your music and sign you to a publishing deal, and they might make you the first or second name that they talk about in their weekly meetings about getting placements. But as people move on and they get other jobs, they leave the industry, or life happens, in 3, 4, 5 years, that entire room that was championed for you can be entirely new faces. And because of that, they might not like you like the previous room did. So instead of you being the first or second name that they talk about in their weekly meeting, you might be named number 13 or 14. Sometimes they don't even get to you. What's that gonna do for your plugs? What is it gonna do for your syncs? What's it gonna do for your revenue? And this happens to people all the time. Now, told you the pros and cons, what works and what doesn't, but I'm gonna give you the 3 type of publishing deals that exist and that you'll see in 95% of the scenarios. The first deal you can sign is purely an admin deal. Anybody who's a member of Songtrust, 9 times out of 10 is the type of deal that you have. You have an admin deal. Admin deal means that I keep 100% of my copyright, nobody owns it, and for 15 to 25% of the publisher's share of my song, you're gonna get to keep that for 1 to 3 years. Why am I giving them 15 to 25%? My song, Don't Sleep, gets played all over the world. There was no way for me to keep track in what country and what restaurant it was getting paid. But a music publishing company can do that. So in exchange for them collecting all this data and sending me a check every month, I paid them a 15 to 25% fee. Out of everything going on in the publishing industry, this is probably the best deal. This is probably the most fair deal, but there is a drawback. All they do is they collect the money in the admin deal. They don't give you any creative services. They don't market shit. So you still gotta market your own music, which is why the first class we offered at group82university.com was how to market your music on social media. Because even if you are an artist that's signed inside of a label system or to a music publisher, you still got to know how to market your own music. So go click that link in the bio and get enrolled in our class right now for only $250. The second deal, or the most common deal that you're going to see as far as music publishing deals are concerned, is a traditional co-publishing writing agreement. This is the deal that damn near every artist has with a major studio. So what do? I sign over the publishing rights for my record in exchange for the creative services that you offer. So whatever the publishing share that I own on these songs, I'm going to give it all to you, and you're going to market my song and put me in the next Avengers. You're going to put me in the next NFL campaign. You're going to put me in the next Fortnite, and that's going to generate a whole bunch of money. That's going to generate a whole bunch of buzz. That's going to raise my brand. That's going to allow me to tour. That's going to grow my social media. That's going to allow me to get brand deals, but I do not own the publisher's share of that song anymore. For a lot of people, that's extremely fair trade-off. I don't think so, because those songs pay in perpetuity. And yes, your social media can get paid in perpetuity. You can set up other things that marketing and that fame can get you in perpetuity. But I just don't believe in giving up the entire publishing percentage to somebody who didn't write anything. Yes, you market it and I'll give you a percentage, but I'm not about to give you everything, because the way social media is now, TikTok, IG, YouTube, any song can pop off again at any given moment. If you drop a song now in 2021 and in 2041 it goes viral, it gets 1 trillion streams. If you gave up the publishing, you ain't gonna see none of that. And who knows what your social media is gonna be doing by then. If you're looking for an example of somebody that has this type of deal, look at somebody like Esther Dean. Esther Dean has written hooks for Rihanna, for Nicki Minaj, for Beyonce. She starred in Pitch Perfect and she starred in Ice Age. She's a fantastic songwriter. She's a dope singer and actually a pretty dope artist. But this is the type of deal she has that allows her to maneuver like this. Now, the thing about these deals is that there's usually a caveat inside of there. And the caveat inside this deal is about commitment. You can get signed to a commitment deal. What does that mean? That means you are required to commit an X number of amount of commercially viable records for that music publisher. That means that we're not going to pay you until you give us 15 songs in a year that we can get placed, and we have gotten placed. If the song don't get placed, you're not gonna get paid. And if you sign that commitment, there are a lot of people gonna be really mad at you whose money is depending on you, which is why you should never sign a commitment deal. You're gonna leave your art in the hands of nerds that work inside of an office that couldn't rap or sing to save their life, to tell you if this song is good enough or not. That's why you see people in the studio burning the midnight oil trying to make a hit. J. Cole talked about this a lot when he was coming up before Sideline Story came out, trying to make a hit, trying to make a hit, trying to make a hit. He wasn't on a commitment deal with his music publisher, but Roc Nation was extremely young and they were using that same mentality to try to get a hit out of him. Unfortunately, he dropped Workout. And out of all of that, the worst thing about these deals is that even though you signed, even though you're committed, even though it's your song, you have no say-so where it gets placed. So if they want to go and put your song on Pornhub or go put your song in the new Paw Patrol movie, even though you're talking about hardcore gangster rap, can't do nothing about it. The third and final deal that most of us sign, even if we don't consider ourselves music publishers or in a music publishing agreement, is a work for hire agreement. And this is like somebody on Fiverr or Upwork who writes a song. And a lot of these publishers, they offer that too. Hey, we want you to come work on this Kanye record, sign this WFA. Come work on this Billie Eilish record, sign this work for hire agreement. And this makes things very clear. This shows how much you're gonna get paid, where you're gonna get paid, what your percentage is, what you're owed, blah, 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 blah. Essentially like a split sheet. Now you gotta be careful with these deals too, because they can put some caveats in there where you can sign ownership in perpetuity, or you can sign over your master recording. So make sure you always have a lawyer look at it. But out of all the deals, this is the one that gives you the most freedom and the most flexibility, because you're not locked into any sort of duration. You can basically end it whenever you want. But like I've said throughout this entire video, all of this is great. You want to sign a music publishing deal? Cool, your choice. I don't see the point of doing that unless you just don't care about your music and you want to use the marketing. Go right ahead. But even when you get the music publishing marketing, you still got to know how to market your own music, which is why in my class, I show you my Instagram strategy, my YouTube strategy, my live streaming strategy, how I charted #1 on iTunes, how I got millions of streams on Spotify, how I hired a team with $0, and how I've made over $500,000, probably $600,000 now from music related entities out of all the strategies I show you inside the course. So if you're on Instagram, click that link up top, get enrolled in our course for $250. You on YouTube, click that link in the box, out the pond. Make sure you watch another video. Y'all stay true. Scroll, 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 scroll. Group82University.com